I have to warn my children against people claiming to be believers.
Man, listen, no. Time out. I want every single one that says La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah to stop whatever you're doing and listen to what I'm saying. Because this is happening way too frequently now. I mean, this is not only happening with, revert Muslims, but this is happening with born Muslims as well. But particularly, it's happening with reverts. So please listen. I just made a video where I talk about like how this guy doesn't want to go to the masjid anymore. Not this guy in the video. There's another guy. He's a white convert, just like this guy in the front of the video. And it's about, how whenever he goes to the masjid, people treat him poorly. There's this arrogance. There's this cliquish type of attitude. And this is what we got to talk about. Listen, I know there's people in the comments that are like, bro, what are you talking about? Slow down, relax. Islam is perfect, but the Muslims aren't. What, you think that's an excuse to, just act the way you want? No, it's not. When I received my education in Yemen and in Egypt, the first thing that my teacher taught me is that whatever I'm about to learn must be applied, and everything that I learn must be held as a responsibility. It's a responsibility. It doesn't give you, because you have a title or you know some type of knowledge more than others, it doesn't give you some type of status with anybody. You're not better than anybody else. The more you learn, the more you apply it, the more you're careful on how you treat people. I mean, people use this, oh, Muslims aren't perfect. Everybody knows that you're not perfect, but here's the question. How hard are you trying on a daily basis to actually watch how you speak to people and be, empathetic with them? I mean, really, I'm getting tired of this, man. I'm really getting tired of this because I've seen in a 32-year period that I've been Muslim since I got out the penitentiary, I've really seen a lot of people, just leave Islam or not want to go to the masjid, not want to be around Muslims. And, I'm one of them, kind of. You say that you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We see you at the Eid prayer. We see you at Jummah. We see you in the masjid praying. We see you, but the thing is, we don't see you, right? And maybe myself, I'm guilty of this too. I think we all are. But we see you, your lack of Islam. You say you believe. We see you in all of these places, but we don't see Islam on you. We don't see Islam on your tongue, and we don't see Islam on how you treat people. Isn't that the most important thing of all? I mean, if you believe in Islam, you apply it to your life and it shows up in your character, right? And many of you out there, I want to remind you of something very, very important. Everybody thinks that they're nobody out there. Oh, I'm just a Muslim, man. I'm not tulab al-ilm, and I'm not a sheikh, I'm not this, I'm not that. But you are a Muslim, right? So because you are a Muslim, you have certain obligations on your everyday life. That means when you go out the door, when you talk to your neighbors, that means when you go to the PTA meetings at school, that means when you're going to the gas station, the grocery store, that means with your coworker. Muslims are constantly on. And if you can treat non-Muslims good, oh, hey, Tom, hey, Phil at work and all that other nonsense, if you can treat non-Muslims good, how come when Muslims come, and I'm talking about reverts and I'm talking about people that are born Muslim, if we are in the masjid, how come you don't treat them as well as you do as Tommy or Phil or Jennifer at the office? That's a serious question that we got to ask ourselves, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that we Muslims are khayr al-bariya, the best of creation, but sometimes, I mean a lot of the times, we act like the worst of creation, and that's, no, man, no. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen that I had fallen in love with Islam before I experienced the Muslim people outside. Everybody knows that 32 years ago, I became a Muslim in the maximum security state prison. And I gotta be honest with you, man. I can't lie at this point. I gotta be honest. Muslims in the penitentiary have way better manners than a lot of you Muslims that are on the outside. That's real deal. I mean, seriously, I'm not telling a story right here. I am not over exaggerating. There are a lot, look, I've been all around the Muslim world. I've met a lot of people. I've met, I believe, awliya. There's a lot of people that are really, really good Muslims. I'm talking about Muslims as a whole. So I want you to consider this one thing. Whenever you go out your door, whenever you go to the masjid, act as if a camera crew is following you. And I just want to put one thing in your mind. By the way that you interact with people, and I'm talking about non-Muslims, Muslims, converts, whoever, by the way that you act with them, whether good or bad, it could be the reason why they despise Islam and Muslims, or why they love Islam and they are curious about Islam. I mean, we have problems, man. Probably the brother, I don't know. I don't know this guy. I've never met him. But, he has children that are not white. He's white and his wife is not white. My wife is not white either. She's brown. And I can only imagine that, when he goes to the masjid, I've had stories, even at the store, where, uncles are looking at me and they're looking at my wife and thinking, you can just see it in their eyes. What is that Muslim woman doing with that kafir? Just because I'm white. Trust me, it's happened so many times in a span of 32 years. And here's the thing, mind your business. Get busy in your own life. Have you ever heard of Bosnia? Have you ever heard of people converting to Islam, black, white, Asian, Hispanic? Have you ever heard of that? I mean, seriously, I'm getting so tired of this, man. Y'all are just pushing people away from Islam way too much. Stop it, please. We have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have the best book. We have the best example of what a man should be, a Muslim should be, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But we don't follow that? Man, are we even Muslims? Seriously. Let's talk about the masjid. This is not your country's embassy, okay? The masjid is a place. What does masjid mean? Masjid, a place of prostration. It has nothing to do with your country. It has nothing to do with your culture. It has everything to do with making sujood and worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you see somebody like me, when you see somebody like this brother come through in the masjid and he doesn't have his kifaya on, because I don't wear that. I just wear, flat bills and a t-shirt, shorts and sneakers like an American. That's what I do. That's how I dress. But when you see people coming to the masjid, you should automatically just assume, okay, they're good. They're here for a good reason. Their intention is probably good. Wow, here's an opportunity where I could be nice with somebody. I could be nice with them instead of mad dogging them and, can I help you? What's good? What are you doing in the masjid? What do you think they're doing in the masjid, man? Let's just say that they weren't Muslims. Okay? Is it haram for them to come into the masjid? Right? We live in the West. We have a lot of people that are curious about Islam. And so they come into the masjid looking for help, having questions, they're looking for direction in their life, and then you treat them poorly? Wow, man. Man, forget it. Listen, look, I've done this, I blah, 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 blah. But now is the time for action. I'm challenging you, everybody that's going to watch this. I'm challenging you with one challenge. We're going to do this with the non-Muslims later, but with the Muslims now. I challenge you every single time from now on, from this day forward, every single time that you go to the masjid, every single time that you see a Muslim, I want you to say, Assalamu alaikum. No, brother, not that. No, I'm talking about have joy in your heart, man, and let it show in your face. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's going on, man? It's good to see you. Put away all of your misconceptions and your stupid judgment and all that, man, and just put that to the side and just greet your Muslim brother and ask about his life, ask about his family, ask about his financial situation and his work and everything, and be of service in your community wherever you are, man. Is that too hard? Is it impossible? No, it's actually wajib upon every single Muslim. Think about that. Look, from this day forward, it's up to you. It's up to you. You can ignore me. You can, totally whatever. Yeah, some revert speaking, whatever. Or you could actually challenge yourself. You could actually say, you know what? Nah, I don't care how anybody else is. What I'm going to do is make a change. Right? I'm going to go to the masjid in a positive mindset, and I'm going to greet my Muslim brothers with a smile, and I'm going to say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're going to shake hands, right? Maybe even a hug here and there, depending on, your comfort level. And my final thing is, let's show these people, especially ourselves, let's show people what Islam is doing in our lives by changing our character and how we treat other people. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.